This is the Classic Auto Mall Show. Broadcast from the studios inside the Classic Auto Mall in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Just 1 hour west of Philadelphia at Pennsylvania Turnpike exit 298. Featuring nearly 1,000 classic, vintage, and barn-find vehicles for sale under one climate-controlled roof. Now, here's your host, Classic Auto Mall president and the man with all the toys, Stuart Howden.
And here we are, show number 239. I got a little sunburn. I think I got
a little color.
Burn up in a trailer.
Careful out there. Careful, because you know.
We're at the Mainline Cars and Coffee on Sunday.
Oh, you did?
Had 3,000 cars there. It was crazy.
So glad I didn't go.
We got there. I got there at 7:30, and at 10:30 I left, and there was still a line of cars coming in.
See, I can't idle that long.
Yeah, that's the problem. you understand now why the guys don't bring the older cars,
right?
Because, it's the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and all that. Because they can handle that, overheating. But poor guy in a 72 Olds Cutlass, he is in trouble.
That's right.
Because it was a little bit.
It's not the muscle car crowd.
It really isn't. And
although you get a little of everything there, really.
You do. I mean, I saw some interesting cars, some interesting Citroens, a Subaru SVX,
nice,
which is weird.
Love those.
Those are oddballs.
Just sold one recently.
We did. Oh, we did.
Yep.
The red one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
That's exactly right. So, how many cars in inventory right now? JR, you're first this week.
907.
See, I would have said Porsche reference.
That's right. I'm going to go a little lower. I don't remember last one. 856.
Oh, you guys are both way off. We are at, 818.
818.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Consignments, please.
If you see a note on my desk and I'm missing, and when it hits the sevens, then I'm going to freak out. So it goes without saying to bring us your cars. We need all the inventory we can get, and we got some empty slots. So let's get right to our guest. Joining us via Zoom, author, car specialist, consultant, podcast host, Concours judge, Greg Stanley. Good morning, Greg.
Wow, sounds like I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's like me. I don't get paid for anything that I do, but it sounds good on my business card that's this big.
That's right. Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. I know you and I got to visit briefly when we met in Monterey, but, it's too much going on and too much time and not enough. It's just crazy. I don't even know. I went for the first time this past year to Monterey, and this year will be my second time, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm more confused the second time than I was the first time.
It's ramping up. Every year seems to be more intense than the year before, doesn't it?
Right. It really does. And it's, what's interesting is that it's so many things going on. You have to pick and choose. And then it's difficult because, it's like New Year's Eve and you're trying to run around to get to the right party at the right place at the right time. And you realize that midnight hits and you're in between point A and point B. So it's
I actually have a spreadsheet specifically for Monterey. I like Excel and it is intense because you're right. You want to have it printed off by day, by time. Mm-hmm. Where am I going to be? What do I need to do? And it's kind of nuts. It's hard to relax when you're there.
You can't do like I usually do, which is just wing the vacation, just show up and, what do you mean there's a convention here in town and there's not a hotel room within 80 miles, That seems to be my MO. So your path to the collector car world was, seems to be very true to what most people do from regional sales manager of the Bazooka company. So
it makes total sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's so cool. So you get to come home with bags of Bazooka ring pops and gum every day, right?
Well, used to. I actually have been in the food business for 30 years, and I've been out of the food business for about a year and a half now. So I decided to do the car thing full time. But it's not your traditional path. And I tell people it all came from my podcast, which if someone wants to do something and they don't know how to do it, I always tell them start a podcast. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, interview people who do know what they're talking about, and you'll learn a lot.
Isn't it amazing how you can read a book about something, and if there's no reference for reading, you're just reading it for enjoyment, versus you're reading something because you're going to interview the person on your show. Your brain just gets all that more knowledge in there. It's amazing.
Yeah, after 400 podcast episodes, I have a lot of useless knowledge in my head.
Well, we're halfway there. We're 239, so we're working our way up to you. So, but it's a lot of fun. It's harder than people think it is, but we look at it more as if it monetizes and makes us money, great, and if it doesn't, great too. We're having fun doing it. We're promoting our brand, and just like with you with your new book that's coming out pretty soon, right?
Yeah, actually, I should have it in hand the end of next week.
Are you nervous?
Very exciting.
Are you nervous?
Not nervous. Very excited.
All right. Well, excited is better than nervous, probably. How many pages is the book? I didn't see that where I was looking at.
Yeah, it kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's 400 pages. Wow. And part of that is it has over 140 photographs, professionally shot photographs of cars, mostly supplied by RM Sotheby's.
Right.
And from brass era to hypercars. Right. So a lot of pictures, a lot of fun facts.
Sure.
And it goes from brass era to today, which is pretty crazy.
Was proofing it crazy? I mean, was it hard to stay focused to read 400 pages and pick out all the good and the bad and the ugly?
It was. Thankfully, there's a team I've got that does it. And, every time you review it, you're like, I could fix that. Oh, I could do this. So there's probably a couple of Easter eggs in there that I'm not even aware of. Someone will have to tell me about once you read it.
Well, we all have those friends who'd like to point out things like that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, especially car guys.
Yeah. Carl Ludvigsen wrote the book, the turbocharging supercharger book, and he said it took him a year to proof it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, one thing I did is at each chapter, so if it's a brass era, I had a brass era expert give me a quote at the beginning of the book and at the end of the book. Perfect. And I asked him to review the chapter. Right. So it's not strictly, I get the stamp of approval by experts of that era, so to speak.
Yeah, isn't that important? Because, nowadays, even doing the show, when you're doing research, you're not sure if something's AI, if something's real. If you don't have somebody who knew it and lived it and, spent the time with it, then you could be walking down a rabbit hole you don't like. You're going to say something that it wasn't true.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Well, and I think in writing a book, I mean, I imagine that if you're reading to interview a guest versus writing a book, I mean, I imagine that the knowledge that you have now from that is incredible. And you wrote it not just for the hardcore, right?
No, it's really meant to, it's called The Enthusiast Guide to Collector Cars. And it's meant to be, put your toe in the water of the collector car world. Because I have two nephews, I have multiple nephews and nieces, but, they're getting into cars. They like cars. They're 14, 15 years old.
Perfect.
And, it's a big world to kind of take a bite out of. And so they gravitate towards the fast hypercars typically, But, I wanted something, if I look at all the books in front of me, all the books everywhere, there's not really an easy access point for the hobby. Now, it doesn't have to be a kid. It could be a spouse or someone that just wants to connect, someone that likes cars. But, I mean, my wife is all into Porsches right now. She's got a 05 Porsche Boxster S. She loves it. And she's asking me what are the different generations of Porsches and stuff. And she was a big reason to do the book as well. But it's really meant to be, it's a paperback. I want to see it dog-eared in kids' backpacks, torn up, where they just are diving into it. Sure. It's a lot of fun facts. It's not like this. I tell people it's not War and Peace. It's a guidebook. I'm not having to do character arcs and creative writing. It's, keep it entertaining.
And you want people to have it on a show field. If they're at an auction or at a concours or wherever they happen to be, if that's in the back pocket, then you've done your job, right?
Yeah, you'd have to have a pretty big back pocket because it's 400 pages. But, it's just a fun read. I cover everything from, what is the era? Why is it important? What are some spotlight cars? People may like a Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing, but, they can't afford it. Well, there's some there's some lower price cars of that generation that maybe you could afford. So I have like a collector's ladder, like entry level, mid-level, blue chip. I capture some of the auction results to kind of give a flavor. And I'll have to say, you mentioned learning a lot. I learned a ton about the classic era, which I think 1925 to 1948. I didn't appreciate how special those cars were until I did a deep dive on them.
Right. Yeah, you see the guys who are really passionate in that segment of the hobby, and you think, okay, you see the 39 Ford Deluxe convertible, and you think, that's a pretty, it's well done. I mean, you see those and they're completely restored in perfect condition, and you think, man, that was a lot of time and effort. And it's not as if there's just a ton of information out there. Most of it's passed down from, your neighbor or the guy who's the head of the club or whatever, with that information on how to restore them, where to restore them, who to take it to, who not to take it to.
Yeah, it's a very interesting era because that is the only era where there were really no rules. And it was like getting a custom tailored suit back today, I guess.
Right.
But there was a custom tailored car by coach builders all over the world with just the craziest, most special Bugattis, Delahaye's, Duesenbergs, whatever, just insane cars. And that was never repeated again.
Right.
You know, it's just, yes, you can get a custom built whatever today, but it's not an industry like it was back then. Sure. And it's not at the level it was, you know, when it was seen as so prestigious to, you know, buy this chassis and then get a custom body built, interior, everything from your favorite coach builder. It was just a really crazy time that I just, honestly, I didn't appreciate until I started really diving into it.
Well, you see a lot of people that try to revive the Duesenberg, or they try to revive, you know, any of these, you know, big classics and try to do that same thing you're talking about. And they never seem to do very well. They don't seem to have much shelf life, and they seem to fall into the category of almost like a Zimmer or, you know, or a Clenay.
Fierro-based Zimmer. That's a deep cut right there.
Well, you know, I like to go down those deep rabbit holes there anyway. But although the Clenay was actually well done in one of those, if you were going to have the best of that type of car, that Clenay was really well done, and you don't hardly see them at all anymore. I don't know. There may be a reason for that. I don't know why.
Are we really going to talk about early Excaliburs at this point?
Well, I just sold an Excalibur yesterday, believe it or not. It was.
I know the early ones, like, you know, the very first couple of years are becoming pretty desirable.
They are. They're a lot of power, but, you know, they're just oddball cars, and it's like trying to be something that they're not. But that's okay, you know. So some of the contributors to your book are like a who's who in the car world. I mean, for those of us who know and understand this world, pretty amazing list of people that you've got involved with what you're doing.
You know, it's funny. I thought that was so key because, yes, I can talk about what I think about cars, and I can share some fun facts, and I can give an overview, but it's really hearing from other people and what they say. I asked them basically two different avenues. If you're in the front of the book, it's why cars matter to you. And then if you're a chapter, you know, if you're at the beginning of the chapter, end of the chapter, right, why is this era important? And a couple of people, I got two quotes from Sandra Button. Mm-hmm. She gave me two quotes about, you know, Pebble Beach as a Concours event. And I was like, you know, that's not going to be until like chapter 17. I really want Sandra in the beginning of the book. So I asked her for a quote on why cars matter. So she's in both.
Oh, nice.
And, but to listen to what people say who are in this industry from a passion perspective, it just adds so many more layers to what I was trying to do. It just, I think that's my favorite part about the book. Like, take all my words out of it, just have them.
Right.
And I think that's one heck of a article or book or whatever you want to call it. But it was really fascinating. I almost teared up when I read some of them. I'm like, this is amazing.
Right. Well, I mean, because you get people who are really well known in the hobby, like Jay Leno, but he's still just as passionate as you and I are. And even though you think he may be a little jaded because he's seen everything and done everything, that's not the case at all. He can sit and talk about a 49 Buick for hours, you know, and no significance to the car. Just it's the fact that he knows a lot about a particular car, or it affected him somehow, some way.
Yeah, so here's my quick little Jay Leno story. Hopefully he won't be upset I told you this. But
nobody's watching, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Years ago, when I was trying to get him on my podcast,
right,
I dealt with some of his folks, and the response was, well, if you know, he might be interested, but if you get a call from a no caller ID, you know, in the next week or so, you should probably answer it. I'm like, oh, now I gotta watch my phone for like a month, you know, and it never happened. And then I requested this quote. And this is the time I'm getting all these spam calls about loans and all this kind of stuff. Right. And they're not no caller ID, but they're like unidentified or whatever. And I get this no caller ID, and I'm like, should I answer it or should I not answer it? You know? And so I answered it, and it's Jay. He's like, hey, Greg, it's Jay Leno. I'm like, what? And he's like, I got the note about what you want. Now, what exactly are you looking for? And I told him what I was looking for and stuff.
How cool.
He's like, oh, okay. Well, then like an hour and a half later, he calls me back, and he's like, hey, it's Jay. I want to make sure this is right. Is this what you want? And he read the whole thing to me.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
I'm like, that is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, what's your email address? And so he sends it to me from his personal email address.
Wow.
And I'm like, can I put you on my newsletter?
Yeah, you're as bad as I am. That's my first thought on anybody's email address. I want to go ahead and put you on the newsletter if that's okay. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. You know, and so
funny.
It was just an amazing experience. You know, to call you twice to make sure that he's providing what I wanted. Yeah. You know, I said it could be a paragraph, it could be War and Peace. I'll put it in there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not without saying that it is not only cool that they call, but it's cool that the fact that how many times they get contacted or emails or texts in a day. Like Bruce Meyer, our friend from Beverly Hills, you know, you send him a text message, he responds right away, and you think, man, this guy's probably getting 1,000 text messages a day, with everybody that he knows and everybody in his list. So, it's nice when somebody takes the time and gets back to you. And of course, you know as well as I do that sometimes your best guest on the show is not the one that you think it's going to be. It's not the Leno or the Seinfeld or somebody like that. It's some guy who's kind of obscure but has a great knowledge base of a certain mark, like Jay Gelati, the author of the 917 Porsche book. Great guest, and nobody knows who he is except for me and you.
Yeah, Jay's been on my podcast, gave me a great quote, and awesome. Bruce gave me a wonderful quote. For Bruce, I asked for a quote for the hot rod chapter.
Oh, nice.
And that was really, really cool because I'm not a hot rod guy. Like, I appreciate it from afar, but a guy like Bruce can really add a new dimension, to that quote. And to your point, Bruce has been on my podcast like 4 times. I'm like, who else? How do you have this kind of time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't have time for that, and I'm not nearly, as well known as he is. But, we were at Ross Meyer's Three Dog Garage this past weekend, and if you don't appreciate hot rods, it's a place to go, and you will appreciate hot rods. Is. I mean, his Riddler AMBR winners are just they're works of art. And I'm not a hot rod guy, but I can tell you I fell in love with at least 4 or 5 of the cars that he had there.
Yeah, totally incredible. I've been there once, but I haven't been there since they've expanded. And that is strictly amazing. And you mentioned in the pre-call about you and Ken Gross talking.
Right.
Obviously, he's an incredible interview.
Oh.
I had asked him a couple years ago on my podcast. I asked him for his ultimate garage, like his top 10 cars.
Right.
And so I've done that with other folks like Carini and different folks. But what's fascinating about Ken is he's such a knowledge. It wasn't what car. It was the exact car. Like here's my top 10 cars.
Right.
They're all special body, incredible cars. But he knew, the history of every 10 of them. He knew like the VIN number. He knew owned it today. The complete history. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I want a '65 Mustang Fastback. It was like, no, I want this exact thing. And that was really amazing.
Well, you see that in the auction catalogs where they'll say, it's a something bodied so and so that you've never heard of, owned by the count of Itchy Witchy or whatever, and you've never heard of them either. It's like, who is that guy? You just wonder if somebody's just, hey, let's this week, let's just make up another name. Nobody will be able to check it out, right? It's like when Toys R Us went out of business, they went bankrupt, and somebody said you ought to put on your resume that you were the CEO of Toys R Us because they'd never prove you wrong. So the book release date, the first launch is going to be coming up April the 24th at the America's Packard Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Wow, how cool is that?
Yeah, so it worked out really well. I'm trying to do a bunch of launch events, and actually I'll be in Philadelphia for the Philly Concours, so maybe we could coordinate a little bit there. But,
I'd love to. We're one of the sponsors there. We were just out at the golf course yesterday, kind of laying out the lay of the land for the event, so we're looking forward to seeing you there, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Yeah, so I'm trying to, these launch events, trying to do it at different, I don't want it to be specifically for me. I would rather tag on to something else that people are already attending or going to enjoy. And then, if they would like to have a book that kind of gives an overview, I'm there, and the Packard Museum's great. Rob Sigmund, he's a great friend of mine. I'm actually on the leadership council for the museum.
Oh, nice.
And he said, "What can we do it at the Spring Fling?" I'm like, "I think the books will be ready." So yeah, let's do it. And
nice.
He gave me a wonderful quote for brass era cars to kick off. I think it's the second chapter. And so it all is coming together quite nicely.
Well, and it's so important to have these events that are, if you do a standalone event, then you are so reliant on what you can and can't provide and do. And you never know if people are busy or whatever. But if you're in an event that's already established and well received, and you know that it's going to be a nice addition, it's going to be an added bonus to the people that are attending, and great for you as well, too, because you got a built-in audience who may or may not have heard of what you're doing.
Yeah, and Tim McNair, I think he's the chief judge for.
He is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and he contributed to the book. And I'm sure there'll be some other folks on site that are in the book. I just don't know it right now.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, looking forward to seeing all them.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It was the event that used to be at the Simeone, which is an amazing place. And if you don't put that on your list when you're here, it's just an unbelievable place. I'm sure you've been there, or no, maybe not.
I have. And do you have a time for a quick Fred story?
I absolutely do.
So my podcast journey started with another podcast called Learn from Others, which was sharing career journeys with like kids, hey, here's a doctor, what's the career path, that kind of thing. So I asked Fred if he would be on the podcast. And so we had a conversation, And he's like, I didn't know this, but at the time, now this never happened, but at the time he was trying to get a second building, a 5-story building adjacent to the museum. And the 5th floor was going to be career development for inner city kids. Oh. And he's like, I really like what you're doing with the podcast. I mean, it's kind of cute and all, but why don't you come to Philadelphia and you can be my director of the career development program. Oh. Now this, I've never met Fred in my life, all based on a conversation.
Nice.
Talking about having him on my podcast. And then, later I learned that, it never went anywhere, but I just thought that's quite a generous man to offer you a job when you've never met him in person.
Well, you must have a hell of an elevator pitch or something. So
yeah, it must have been. He must have liked my passion for trying to educate others.
It's you know as well as I do. There are people that you meet that you just immediately know that they're passionate, and then they're the type of people that you like and you want to talk to more, and you can have a conversation with them, just easy conversation. And then there's other people you meet that you just can't even seem to connect, no matter how much you have a commonality to. And of course, this hobby has been. For years, it was a lot like the golf course syndrome, where everybody was kind of snobbish, and if you weren't part of the clique, then you weren't part of the group. And they're not like that anymore, and I love that. And I love that you can walk into a dealership, a classic car dealership or a supercar dealership, and they don't treat you like, the help.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. Part of that's because they don't know who has money and who doesn't nowadays.
Yeah. When I go buy a car these days, I try to get dressed down. So I'm,
right. Yeah.
Got a crappy T-shirt and some, cut off jean shorts and something. So, but that used to be the case in the car world. And it used to be that if you weren't in the know, then nobody would give you the time of day. And of course, I think your book is addressing that in spades. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I meant for it to not push anyone in any direction. I meant for it to just be informative. So I have a chapter or a big section on square body pickup trucks,
right.
Or, next, the analog stuff from the early 2000s, I mean, it's not, where's the cash and where can I put some money? Right. It's meant, follow the passion. And actually it's interesting. Dave Kinney of Haggerty Price Guide, he closes the very first chapter about what is a collector car, and his quote kind of sums up, basically if you like it and you're passionate and you want, that's a collector car to you.
Exactly.
Now, it might not be to everybody, it might not be worth anything. Like I would love to have a 1983 Isuzu iMark diesel because that's what I learned how to drive in. And
sure.
Those things are hunks of junk and not worth anything.
Right.
But it was unkillable back in the day, and I learned how to drive stick on it. You know.
I think that's a lot of people. We have these soft spots for certain cars that had some kind of influence in our life. And that's what we tell people that come to our place here that, with almost 800 to 1,000 cars in the building, people say, well, I'm not really into cars. I go, you'll be surprised. You're going to find that you are into cars more than you realize because you're going to see the car that your grandfather had. You're going to see the car that you had your first date in. You're going to see the car that the cool kid down the street had. All of those motivators are what, leads us to buy the stuff that we buy when we can afford to.
Yeah. And now they might not be collectible from a value perspective, but I mean, one of the most passionate fan bases I've ever met are PT Cruiser owners. So I had one of those when I first got married, a convertible turbo for my wife.
Wow. And a convertible turbo, man, you stepped up. Wow. Well, what was the HHR was its sibling from Chevrolet that they had. And they had those that had the panel sides, which you couldn't see anything out of. You change lanes at your, God, I hope not, That's the problem with new cars nowadays. They have those lane warnings when you change lanes, and then you get in something old, and you start to turn not thinking, well, the lane thing didn't go off, so there must not be anybody there. Wrong.
You plow into somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you're the car guy, so you're not allowed to do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you were just this past weekend at the 10 Tenths Motoring Club. How cool. Talk about, that's unfair. Just out of the gate, it's a successful, crazy, fantastic, wonderful, best you've ever seen event.
It was really cool. I mean, it's a great layout, great location. They did a really, really nice job. I was fortunate because I had a media pass. So my podcast coming out, by the time this posted, will have just come out. I interviewed some owners about their cars, and I try to pick a variety. It's not just what I like, obviously. That's one thing I don't like about some of these, car shows. It's like you get a little variety in there, because you learn what the host likes because it's all 50s or 60s stuff, Well,
sure.
A little bit, And I had my nephew with me, and I interviewed him a couple times, which was fun. But yeah, I mean, I put in my newsletter. So if anybody's interested in my newsletter, just go to collectorcarpodcast.com.
Yeah.
You can look at the book there as well. But I put in my newsletter, I'm like, all right, the McLaren F1 is usually the number one car on people's list and then walk away from a car show.
Sure.
That's my third. That's number 3 on the list. You know,
Wow.
Number 4 was the big 5 Ferraris. And
Hendricks
so you gotta
collection,
ask, yeah, what's number 1 and what's number 2? Well, number 2 was the Roger Penske 1 of 1 Porsche 963, which Porsche made for him based, it's to commemorate the 917s back in the day. There was one silver one that was quote unquote street legal. So they recreated it for Penske and they threw in a cup holder, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then number 1 was the 1966 Ford GT40 that won Le Mans.
Rob Kaufman's car. Oh my God. That's an amazing car.
And what's crazy is the Ferrari that won. So they have 2 winners, a sport and a classic.
Right.
I honestly didn't look at that Ferrari that close because I was so blown away by everything else.
I know, isn't that funny? Passed right by the good one. Well, it's interesting. We have a 58 250 GT Elena here, not for sale, but as part of a private collection that's just stored here in our building. And it was funny because you don't really hear about those very often. That was the one that won Best of Class Concours. And hell, we've got one, and it's burgundy, and it's really cool. And now it's even cooler because somebody won an award with one, right?
And they had a really big Radwood display, which that's my era growing up. And so it was cool, nostalgic, walking and seeing a lot of those cool cars from that era as well.
Yeah. So our advice that we give people is probably close to what you tell people is buy the best you can afford. If you're looking for a 75 Vega, Cosworth, whatever, buy the best one you can afford. And also leave a little extra money because there's things that either you're going to have to do or things that you want to do to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I actually have a big part in my book about provenance and originality. If you can, just because it looks good doesn't mean it's the right car for you. You got to do a little bit of research and make sure it's right, you know?
Well, we all found out that we hated Cobra replicas when we wanted one until we got one, and then we burned our leg for about the 11th time, and we said, "All right, I'm tired of this. This is not so much." You warn the passenger, "Hey, be careful! Don't burn your leg on that." And what do? You stick your leg right out on it. It's the most painful thing ever. So, before we finish here, I got to ask my one last question, and my favorite question is, "What's your daily driver?"
So I have a 2014 Toyota FJ, and absolutely love it. Yeah. Those things are obviously future collectibles.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I bought it in 2016. So I got the very last year, 2014. It's the only year that has a backup camera, which is important in that car. And anyway, so I bought it. It was 2 years old, 16,000 miles on it or so. In 10 years, I bought it for $36,000. In 10 years, I've put 100,000 miles on it, and I could sell it for $26,000. Wow. So I lost 10 grand in 10 years in 100,000 miles. Sure. I haven't done the math yet, but that is one cheap ride.
You're the one guy who hasn't lied to his wife that we're going to make money on this car. We're only going to lose a little bit, right?
Yeah. So, there's a list of cars, if you ever see them and you can afford them, that you want to grab. And on that list is, if I find another FJ with under 50,000 miles, it's a reasonable price, I'm going to buy it.
Sure.
But there's a whole list of cars. Any Japanese car from the 90s that's low mileage in mint original shape, pick it up. I saw a Honda CRX the other day in a collection with 85 miles on it.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I had an 88 Honda CRX SI in red, and that was the greatest car. I put 200 and something thousand miles on it. I think I changed the tires and the battery, and that was it. It was just an amazing car and so well. That's the whole thing about it, Hondas and Acuras. People don't realize, especially today, that new to the hobby, don't realize that how great a Honda Accord really is. I know it sounds boring and vanilla, but it's a great car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just finding those, preserved. I bought for my wife an 05 Boxster S about a year ago.
Right.
And what a great car. But it came out of a collection where it was driven 5 miles every other month. And so I bought it, 20 years old. I bought it with 1,900 miles on it.
Wow.
And Now we're up to 5,100 miles. I actually drove it this morning to Home Depot.
Oh, my wife she gets so mad at me when I bought her an Aston Martin, a V8 Vantage, and it had 4,900 miles on it. And I wouldn't let her drive it over the 5,000 mile thing. And she's like, "What the hell did we buy this thing for? I'm going to go over 5,000 miles. Just be quiet." And so I get all whacked out about stuff like that because I know how the value works in this business, and low mileage is king on later model cars. So
absolutely. So I won't go over probably 9,000 on this car. Right. But that's like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. I think
1,000 miles a year.
The value is still there, I think. So, Greg, thanks so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate it. And your website again
it's just the collectorcarpodcast.com and Collector Car Podcast on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Everywhere.
All the usual sources, right? Greg Stanley, everybody. Thanks again. We'll be back with the Classic Auto Mall Show in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you then.
Whether you want to buy or sell a classic, collectible, or special interest vehicle, you need to visit the Classic Auto Mall website for more information. If you're looking to buy, you can easily search our inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles on the web at classicautomall.com.
The Classic Auto Mall Show!
We're back with the Classic Auto Mall Show.
Air drumming.
For the From the Classic Auto Mall studio, Morgantown, PA. How you doing today?
Getting crackling.
I'm crackling too.
Crackling pop. Snap, crackle. There we go.
There it went. We fixed it.
Fixed it.
Whatever that box. Throw that box away.
I need a bigger hammer.
Just beat on it like a bad starter, right? So, Greg Stanley, what a great guest.
Yeah, wow.
And so knowledgeable. I love having people like that. They just talk for hours,
Mm-hmm.
And then he did our show, and then we did his show just back to back. So we just finished that. So I'm going to need a raise.
Great gig.
I just can't just be. Jeez.
It's hard work.
It's hard work being me.
But it was funny because you both said when you were on each other's shows, you had to turn off your interviewer and answer the questions. And he said, "Yeah, I had to do the same thing with you."
Exactly. It was like should I ask the next? What am
Especially back to back like that.
Yeah.
Like you're in the interview
Still
mode.
in the mode. It's like driving one car and then getting in another one real quick. And it's like, whoa, this just feels.
No one
wrong.
ever asked me to be on a show, so I don't really know what that's like.
Yeah. So where did we sell cars this past week?
Where?
How about Lincoln, North Dakota?
Wow.
Wilton, Connecticut. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Robert, Louisiana. Newark, Delaware. Pasadena, California. Dripping Springs, Texas. Gainesville, Georgia. Placitas, New Mexico. Kansas City, Missouri. I'll say that for my wife. She likes it when I say Missouri instead of Missouri. Newmarket, Maryland. East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Massapequa, New York. Katona, New York. Coupland, Texas. Uxbridge, Massachusetts. Lancaster, New York. How cool is that?
Really low on the Pennsylvania
I know, it's
deliveries
odd.
this time.
Very odd.
Wow.
So our YouTube channel, as we've told you in the past, is hopefully this is where you're seeing this or catching this. If you're not, go subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're just listening to us on a podcast site or whatever. We're at 233,293 subscribers.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
A year ago today it was 6,600. And 1,857 videos we have.
Wow.
We'll be crossing over.
That's pretty good.
1,900 any day. 14,841,000 views.
I always judge size of crowds by the LA Coliseum.
Right.
I think it holds 103,000 or something.
That's a good reference.
And I've been there.
Yeah.
I was there for Bruce.
Yeah, I was there for the Rolling Stones.
And that's
George Thorogood, Prince.
George Thorogood.
And Prince. And then the Rolling Stones. And Prince got booed off the stage. Nobody even knew who he was. So it was 1981 or 2.
Yeah.
And they literally booed him off.
Wow. George Thorogood's playing Penn, your favorite place.
Penn's Peak?
Penn's Peak, yeah.
Penn's Peak is easy to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like Penn's Peak. Saw
yeah.
John Waite there. I think he's coming back.
I saw Thorogood front for the Rolling Stones in Buffalo during a thunderstorm.
Oh, wow.
And that was before they told people to clear the place because it's thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And he played, the harder it rained, the harder he played. And then the Stones came out and it was like, so top that.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I have bands. I saw Van Halen open for Black Sabbath, I think it was.
Wow.
And Van Halen just blew them away.
Yeah.
And you could tell that was going to be the last night of that relationship. They weren't coming back. And I'd like to do a music show, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations came out yesterday.
Oh, he did? I missed that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll
Pull
get it
up.
for you.
Let me know.
Get that list. But yeah, so we have twice the LA Coliseum in subscribers on
Isn't
YouTube.
that crazy?
Wow.
Or the University of Tennessee Neyland Stadium holds 100 and some odd thousand,
Right.
103, so we could use that reference.
Okay,
as well,
all right.
too.
I don't-
Or a population of a city,
Never
or
been there.
something. You should go to the University of Tennessee. As a matter of fact, it's kind of required if you work for me. That you
Is
have
it?
to
Okay.
root for the Vols.
Absolutely. I love Vanderbilt.
You want to get stabbed. My son was actually born at Vanderbilt Hospital.
Oh, was he?
Vanderbilt's a great school, by the way. Just not when it comes to sports. Although they've had a pretty good football team.
I don't think they're about sports.
Are we even talking about cars?
Here we go.
anymore? All right. So some of the new arrivals as of late. I like the Cash Crusher.
Oh, yeah. I like
What
that.
was the Cash Crusher Keep?
Cash crop. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a tough one, though.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Really. I mean, I like them all.
I'm crushing the E-type because
I know. You just don't like
them.
Jaguars.
Right.
Although Enzo Ferrari says the sexy.
I
car,
know, but
right?
he was
Blah,
wrong.
blah, blah. God,
Sue me.
What does he know?
Oh, no.
Sue me.
I'm coming to visit you. Fred Sanford was only like 49 when he was on Sanford and Son, and it looked like he was like 100.
And he had a heart attack. No, he was on another show. I just heard this.
Right.
He was in his mid-60s.
And had a heart
attack. They thought he was joking from all those years doing
that,
Ethel,
yeah.
Esther, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the little boy who cried wolf.
That's right.
So
Get up,
get up, Fred.
We've got a scene to do.
Come on, Fred. What's his real name though?
Red Fox is not
yeah,
his real
Red
name.
Fox. Yeah, it's not his real.
Oh,
name.
Red Fox is probably.
but it's not his
name.
real name though. Really,
Right.
is it?
Probably not. But
Yeah.
he was as blue as you. Apparently, he
Yeah.
was a stand-up comedian. He
Very.
Yeah, he
dirty.
was not red.
No,
was not red.
he was very blue.
Blue.
So some of the new arrivals.
Okay,
how
speaking
about
of blue.
Blue, the 1963 Chevrolet Corvette convertible, silver blue metallic over dark blue,
Beautiful.
53,180 actual miles. Numbers matching L75, 300 horsepower, 327, with the numbers matching Muncie M20 4-speed manual. What a transmission that is. If it had a fifth.
M20.
It would have been the cat's meow. 336 posi axle, tons of new parts, and it comes with the hardtop. How cool is that?
Yes.
63s, people don't realize that there was split windows, and then there was actually really convertibles.
Convertibles, that's right.
So a lot of people don't realize that. And those people are dead to me. No.
Same front end, basically.
Same front end, just different rear.
That's right.
Different haunches. How about the 2006, speaking of Porsche Boxsters?
Yeah.
Greg Stanley was telling us his wife has a
Got a
Boxster.
great low mileage.
Yeah,
one.
low
Wow.
mileage Boxster S. This is a 2000 Boxster convertible, black over black, 79,000 actual miles. This is a future collectible.
Absolutely.
Without question. And that little 2.7 liter Boxster 6, you go, whatever. That's no. This is a blast to drive.
Yeah.
They are really fun to drive. And a 5-speed manual transmission. So checks all the right boxes.
Great car.
How about the 1976 Oldsmobile Cutlass Salon? We're just talking about
There you
this,
go.
too.
Yep.
Hardtop. Cream gold over tan, 26,000 actual miles.
Unbelievable.
Mechanically sorted. Numbers matching 350.
Right. Nobody
Probably
took it.
doesn't really matter as much on this car.
26,000 miles, though. That's crazy.
Numbers matching Turbo Hydromatic 350. Gentleman's muscle car.
Yeah.
How about next on the list is the 1957 Chevrolet 150 two-door station wagon. This is Larkspur Blue and India Ivory over dark gray and light gray. 350 cubic inch V8, the Holly Sniper EFI. I think that's the way to go, that Holly Sniper. I think I'm going to put that on my Hurst-Old.
Are you? Okay.
That'd be a good, don't you think that'd be smart?
I'll tell you where to take it.
You tell me where to go. You tell me where to take it, who will do that for me, right?
Yep.
Well, we could do it here, but we don't.
I like these non-nomad wagons. I
do too.
I have a thing for handymans and stuff.
That's why I picked this one. I mean, the Nomad's cool, and it's it's the one that everybody looks at when you say a wagon, a Nomad, Bel Air. But I really, really do like the 150s. And especially if they're painted in one of those good like Larkspur blue and
50s
ivory.
color, yeah.
The great 50s color.
Great
And this has got heat and air conditioning and power front disc brakes.
There you go.
Next on the list is a 1956 Ford Customline Victoria two-door hardtop. Mandarin orange and colonial white over orange and white. It's a good-looking car.
Like your shirt.
Yeah, like my shirt. So I planned it that way. It was,
Beautiful car.
yeah, 312 cubic inch V8, Ford-O-Matic automatic, great 50s color. I mean, really, really, that's about as good as it gets.
Hate to overuse the word iconic.
I know.
It is.
I know. We do that a lot.
It is iconic.
But it's all right. It's an older restoration, but it means you can just drive it and enjoy it.
Looks great.
And if you get a chip on it,
Oh, well.
so what?
Won't be the first one.
No big deal. So, and next on the list is an interesting car. It's the 1986 Dodge Shelby Charger. People go, what? Dodge Shelby Charger? Shelby? What?
86?
86. Black and silver over dark gray and light gray. 37,421 actual miles. 2-owner Shelby, new paint in 2025. Surprised it lasted that long. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. No, they weren't. The build quality wasn't as great back then. It's good that this car's been repainted because it would have needed it, not because of use. Yeah, only 37,000.
It was probably single stage.
It was probably single stage and probably faded and all that good stuff. 146 horsepower, 2.2 liter single overhead cam turbo inline 4 with a 5-speed manual. A little pep to it. A little
pep to it, but it's a cosmetic package.
It's more of cosmetics.
It's got the CS seats inside.
I mean, Shelby wasn't really even, was he? Well, he was involved.
But he wasn't, I mean, he probably got paid.
Yeah, I would imagine he probably got paid because you got to get paid.
Names on it.
So that's some of our new inventory. Go to our website, classicautomall.com. What's going on out there?
Oh, there's you got the music.
Did you the Hall of Fame nominee?
Yes. Some of these are questionable. I just want to say I heard the list earlier.
Right. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
All right, go ahead.
My show.
Okay.
My bus, as Mel Tillis used to say.
Billy Idol.
Okay.
Iron Maiden.
Hell yeah.
Oasis. British band Wonderwall. Probably their biggest. You know. This one, I'm like, Sade.
Right. One hit wonder.
No, well, and she had the other one, something.
2-hit wonder.
Yeah, 2-hit wonder. Yeah. Smooth Operator and the other one.
Yeah.
It's like Leonard Skinner. All they had to do was release one song, Freebird. That was
Sweetest Taboo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Phil Collins, deservedly.
Absolutely, 100%.
And his health is...
he's not in good shape.
Joy Division, New Order. I guess they changed name. I don't really know what's going on.
No idea who that is.
Luther Vandross posthumously.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
And now, by the way, that's courtesy of USA Today. I'm not going to subscribe, but I'll give them a plug. Thank you.
There you go. So, well... here's the thing. It's like Gene Simmons from Kiss said. He goes, I may love certain rap songs, but I don't see rock stars getting inducted into the Rap Hall of Fame.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like if you put a rap star in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then should a rock star, should it go vice versa?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just, it doesn't seem... like a fit. I'm not. There's nothing against it.
I'm not sure Sade is a.
Well, she's not. She's not a rock star.
You just got to change it to the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right.
Not rock and roll.
And that's a different animal. Yeah. And that's okay. But it's not the Rock and Roll Hall. Now, Iron Maiden, they absolutely deserve it. That band is bad. I saw them in Cleveland, Ohio one time. I think Greg, our guest Stanley, is from somewhere in Ohio.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Cincinnati. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We were driving from New York City to East Lansing or somewhere in Michigan, and we were heard on the radio in Cleveland. They said Iron Maiden's playing at the whatever center there was, and we stopped and went and saw them, and they were amazing.
You just stopped and went and saw them. That's not how it works anymore.
I know. It's like we just pulled in and But Bruce Dickinson, the singer for Iron Maiden, that guy's got a great voice. He's really got a tonality about him that's really, really cool, and the guitar players are amazing. The songwriting. Steve Harris is the bass player, is an amazing songwriter, and people say, oh, they're demon talkers. It's no different than The Shining or The Omen or Freddy Krueger movies. It's a horror movie to music. Same with Ozzy Osbourne. It wasn't. They weren't anti-Christ.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper. Yeah, nicest guy you ever met. Plays golf. It tells you everything you need to know, right?
That's right. Car guy too.
Car guy.
Yeah.
So.
Alice, join the show.
Join the show. I'm going to do a music show one of these days. Yeah. One of these days, Alice. So we've been talking about having our summer version or an auction for 2026, and we've decided.
Yes.
June 19th.
Ooh.
Okay.
2026.
Friday.
Ooh. We'll start at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. And we'll run about 100 and something cars.
I think I'm busy that day.
Some
you didn't check with me.
Some no reserve, some with reserve, but they'll be reasonably priced, to put it to you that way. So if you're interested in any of the ones, we'll have them on our website starting in about a week, 10 days. Mm-hmm. And then they'll go on Proxy Bid and on Geyer Auction House's website as well, too. We'll put all that information up on the screen. But we're looking forward to it. We've, it's a good way to kind of clean out some of the inventory. We've got some barn finds that from a couple of collections. The retail side of things works really well for us in most cases. But there's some instances where an auction is just a better fit for a certain type of car. Mm-hmm. Especially when it's a barn find, non-runner that may or may not have a title, may or may not have any documentation. sometimes they seem to sell for a little bit better when they're at an auction environment. People maybe get caught up in the moment a little bit and think for whatever reason. So
is the auction no reserve?
No, it's reserve and no.
Oh,
reserve.
both.
So
Okay.
there's a combination.
Gotcha.
So we'll have, and it'll be clearly marked on each of the listings if it's a reserve or no reserve. Sure. But like I said, we picked about 100 and something cars. We're going to do some kind of breakfast deal.
Nice.
And we'll get all the details, and it'll be on the website within the next probably couple of weeks. But we're excited. It's fun to do, and we've talked about doing more. And because it's funny, to get a person to commit to bringing their car for 3 or 4 months is a whole different animal than a long weekend. Mm-hmm. And so we could probably end up getting more inventory by doing these auctions where cars were coming specifically just for the auction. But they could also have the option to bring it in, in June and say, hey, we're going to try to sell it for 3 or 4 months. And then if we don't sell it retail, then we've got the auction as
Gotcha.
Because if it's still here after 3 or 4 months, generally means it's overpriced. Mm-hmm. You're asking for a little bit more. And do I understand? More than ever, I understand it, because during COVID especially, there's about a 5-year window with most classic car collectors who own 1 or 2 cars, is they keep it for about 4 or 5 years, then they sell it or trade up to something else. And the problem is that a lot of people bought during COVID, and they paid at the top of the market because the prices were probably the best they've ever been during that time. And so a guy who spent 40 on a car 5 years ago might be worth 30 now.
Right.
And it's a hard pill to swallow. So what does he do? He doesn't sell it. He doesn't do anything. He sits on his hands. So with an auction, it gives them an opportunity to put it out there to a huge market of people, just like we do with our retail. But what we don't have in retail is a sense of urgency. Mm-hmm. You don't have that, the hammer's getting ready to, I'll bid one more time. You don't have that in the retail environment. So that's why you see sometimes cars go crazy and bring way more money than they're supposed to.
And sometimes a reality check that it's not worth what you think it is.
And that's unfortunate. And just because you saw one on TV at barret-jackson or Mecum doesn't mean that yours is worth what that one's worth. And so, but we can walk you through all that. Any of our car specialists can walk you through all that. If you're interested in consigning, let us know. If you got a car here now and you want to consign it to our sale, we can certainly do that as well too. And we can go through all the specifics on that. Nice thing is we already have pictures and description on those, so that helps.
Right. That date again?
June 19th, 2026, 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Here at the mall.
And we'll serve you some breakfast, probably starting about 8:30.
Very nice.
But online near you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you have any questions, call us, reach out to us, classicautomall.com. There's a place to send us questions. We got comments. If you don't like the color of Steve's shirt, whatever it is, I like it practically, sort of. Just kidding.
The tickies.
So next week we've got another. I don't even know if we know who our guest is.
All right,
this week,
that's
so
cool.
we don't.
I like
it's
that.
a surprise.
It's a mystery.
The unknown.
So, and also, don't forget to check out Greg Stanley's channel and like and subscribe to his channel as well too. He's got a great demeanor about him and very, very knowledgeable in the car world and very well respected. I mean, look at the people that he's got contributing to his book is very impressive.
It sure is.
And it's not easy to do. These people are getting pulled in a lot of different directions and for somebody to kind of endorse a book or endorse something, you better have sold them pretty good information, because you don't get that twice if it doesn't turn out.
I mean, to write a forward for a chapter is not
pretty
easy.
impressive.
Yeah.
So
And last night I got sucked in to a movie that every time I go by it, I've got to watch it. My Cousin Vinny. The courtroom scene with Miss Vito.
Great
The timing for 64-327 is 4 degrees below top dead center.
you know what mine is? My go-to movie that I can't walk past ever. There's 2 of them.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Tombstone.
Okay.
I love that movie.
We agree on a lot of stuff. Movies are not one of them.
And River Runs Through It.
Oh, never saw that one.
Oh, it's a great movie.
How about 300, the movie 300? I have to watch that. I have to watch it. I come across, and of course, It's a Wonderful Life.
You ever see Silverado?
Oh, I got another one. Sound of Music.
Really?
Not a musical fan.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Okay.
You guys don't know what you're missing, and you're both fired. Randy, you just take over. Well, he heard that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, we will catch you next week on the Classic Auto Mall Show. We'll see you then. Take care.
The Classic Auto Mall Show with their host, Stuart Howden, executive producer, Steve Sethier, produced and engineered by yours truly, J.R. Russ, video editor, Randy Lammy. Available on ClassicAutomall.com, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Music courtesy of the Pat Travers Band. For tour dates, contact, and stuff, visit PatTravers.com. Produced by Car Smarts Media. Copyright all rights reserved.